5 on Your Side at 10 starts now.
It was a perfect end to the work week with temps in the 70s, but the nice break from the heat won't last long. We'll detail just how long the temps stay comfortable before it heats back up.
A community demanding change after a woman is shot outside a gas station.
This place really serves no good purpose in our community.
Why one leader wants the business to close, but some say it's bigger than that. But first, a 5 on Your Side exclusive.
I was working in the community when I got a call to say, hurry up and get here to your parents' home. A car just went through their house.
Loved ones of a 73-year-old homeowner is sharing his story of survival after a car crashes into his home. And tonight, the 73-year-old man is out of the hospital, but he is unable to return to his own home. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson. In a story you will only see on 5 on Your Side, Brent Solomon joins us in studio after just talking with the victim and his wife, who were in the home when the car crashed into it. Brent.
They certainly were. Emil George Washington tells me he feels blessed. A few weeks after that car crashed right into his house, he's doing better, but he's not out of the woods.
First I heard all these sirens. And then I heard this big explosion, and the whole house shook.
If the little things mean a lot,
I didn't think he was going to come back home. So this is my blessing.
Emil George Washington's big story of survival means the world.
It's very traumatic, and I'm still having nightmares with it. I wake up sometime and I can't sleep because I hear him screaming.
Linda Washington was home with her husband here on Midland Boulevard in Overland when a speeding car plowed through the house.
All the furniture was on top of him, bricks, glass, just everything.
There was so much rubble, it took a search dog to find him. The 73-year-old had to be rushed to the hospital where he stayed for 2 weeks after suffering a fracture to the face and bleeding on his brain.
And he was bruised from his head to his feet.
The stroke and quadruple bypass survivor is already a man of few words. This crash has magnified that.
This is so traumatic for him emotionally that it takes him minutes to even get one sentence out.
Marty Casey is taking in her mother and stepfather since their home is considered structurally unstable. They can't even get inside to retrieve their clothes. And although Washington is out of the hospital, there's a long road to recovery.
You've got speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy.
He also has those little things, a circle of love and support helping him push through the pain. At the time, neighbors said police were chasing the car when that crash happened. We've reached out to Overland Police to confirm that and to find out if that driver was charged with anything. We'll let you know when we hear back.
Amazing story. Thank you, Brent. Well, a beautiful way to start our weekend. Cooler temps. We have a new meteorologist on staff here at 5 on Your Side. Meteorologist Lance Blocker is here. Welcome, Lance.
Yeah, very excited to be here.
And you brought nice weather.
That's what I was going to say. I'll take credit for the nice weather. Technically, I moved in during the heat wave last week, but let's just stick with this. All right, it's been a nice day for us today, and it's going to be nice this weekend as well. Look at that, 72 degrees. It also feels like 72 degrees. We're tired of hearing about those feels like temperatures in the 100s, so we're happy about that, but the smoke is going to stick around for a few days here as well. The Canadian wildfire smoke, of course, is Canadian wildfire season up there, so that smoke makes its way down here. But thankfully, we got their temperatures along with it. Those will continue Saturday and Sunday. So I've got a great forecast ahead for you here in just a moment. But here's the unfortunate news. It is still summer. And if you're enjoying the nice temperatures right now, next week, it's going to feel more like summer very quickly. But we'll talk about that in your extended forecast coming up here in just a minute. Let's enjoy one of the benefits from the wildfire smoke. We get beautiful sunsets. Here's a great picture here. This is from Jim, and I believe this is over at Oakwood Golf Course. But if you check this out, the sunset, actually the wildfire smoke scatters light, and it actually mainly just lets reds and oranges through the light waves from the sun. And you can see, of course, it's more defined at sunrise and sunset. Tomorrow's sunrise, 6:04 a.m. So hopefully if you get a picture like this, send it in to us, because we thoroughly enjoy these. But the wildfire smoke will exit, but the heat will return. I got your full forecast coming up.
See you then, Lance. St. Louis leaders have approved a major aid package to help neighbors affected by the May tornado. Today, city leaders approved $12 million in RAM settlement money. It comes after weeks of complaints from residents. The Board of Estimate and Apportionment approved $9.5 million for United Way, $2 million for Mission St. Louis, and $500 for the Red Cross. Leaders say the goal is to cover expenses FEMA won't, like urgent home repairs.
For us, it's been about doing what we've been kind of focusing on now, and that's identifying homes. So when we were on the ground going door to door, we were able to collect information for those that have been most impacted. And for us, it's about using that money to identify low-hanging fruit, such as someone like Ms. Rankin, where we can come in and fix her roof.
FEMA help is still available to survivors. You have until August 11th to apply. If you were hit by the May 16th tornado, for more information, just text the word FEMA to 314-425-5355, and we'll send you a link. Tonight, calls for change after a woman is shot on a gas station parking lot in North St. Louis. We first told you about this breaking news near Natural Bridge in Goodfellow last night. New tonight, 5 on your side's Robert Townsend has learned police have been called to that area one too many times.
On Friday afternoon, everything looked normal outside this gas station near Natural Bridge and Goodfellow in North St. Louis. But the night before, we saw police officers, yellow crime scene tape, and at least a dozen evidence markers on the ground. It's here police say someone shot a 47-year-old woman in her head while she sat in a car on the gas station's parking lot.
My heart goes out to her, and I really hope that she survives.
Paramedics rushed the woman to a hospital with critical injuries. Precious Jones says for years, the gas station has been a hot spot for crime.
This was known as Murder Mobile forever, and the only difference is, again, is that the name has changed. So I feel that this place really should be shut down.
I went inside this gas station to try to get their reaction to all of this. An employee told me the manager had just left. He also told me the owner could not talk to us today. A spokesperson for the St. Louis Police Department says since January of 2024 through Friday of this year, officers have investigated 263 service calls at the intersection of Natural Bridge and Goodfellow. 13th Ward Alderwoman Pam Boyd would also like to see this gas station and two others in the city shut down. In a statement, Boyd said, quote, "My constituents, local nonprofits, and I have repeatedly requested the closure of these locations due to ongoing issues such as drug trafficking and murders."
I don't believe the business should be shut down. I mean, businesses are not the problem.
While some would like to see security guards patrolling this gas station, longtime neighbor O.C. Johnson says more police officers patrolling the area would help keep the peace.
They can't do it alone because no one respects a security guard. They know he has no policing power to lock them up.
And we need to do more.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
So far, police haven't made any arrests or commented further about the shooting. Right now, the St. Louis Police Department needs your help finding a suspect accused in an armed carjacking. Police say this man is responsible for stealing a woman's car. It happened on Shodo around 4 on Monday afternoon. The victim told police the suspect pulled out a gun, demanded her keys, and took off in her car. The man is considered armed and dangerous. Anyone who may recognize him is asked to call police. Tonight, the Francis House School District is looking for its next superintendent. It comes as the district announced its previous hire, Dr. Mike Dominguez, won't be taking the job. The school board's president says in a statement, quote, Dr. Dominguez announced that he has resigned to allow him to pursue opportunities that better align with the current needs of his family. Deputy Superintendent Mark Delaney will serve as interim superintendent. Missouri's tax-free weekend kicked off today, and back-to-school shoppers are taking full advantage. All school supplies are now exempt from sales taxes until August 3rd. We visited a Manchester Walmart today where employees tell us prices on things like notebooks and markers are lower than last year. Parents say they got up bright and early to make sure they didn't miss out.
Well, I rolled out of bed 6 a.m. so that I could get here before any crowds because I want to make sure we get everything on the list. So I've got 4 kids, 4 lists. That's a lot of juggling back and forth to make sure we get the right crayons and glue and everything we need to start the school year right.
For everything you need to know about the tax-free weekend, just text the word tax to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link. A family's dream vacation hit an unexpected detour.
We were expecting it to be a very memorable trip, making good memories.
How a tsunami warning left them stranded, turning their trip upside down.
Cool nights and low humidity now, but the heat is on its way. Just how long the comfortable stretch lasts and when the 90s make their return. That's in your forecast next.
Tonight, the White House is searching for a new commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This comes after President Trump fired Dr. Erica McIntyre hours after her office released a new report showing a slower job market. The president accused her of manipulating the report for political purposes.
And if you look at before the election, the same kind of thing happened. And I think you'll see some very interesting information come out. But you have to have honest reports. And when you look at those numbers, or when you look at just before the election, and then after the election they corrected it by 800,000 or 900,000 jobs, yeah, I would say so.
A Florida jury has found Tesla partly liable for a 2019 crash involving a driver using its autopilot software. The driver of a Tesla Model S sedan was using autopilot when he took his eyes off the road as he approached an intersection. His car slammed into a parked car, killing a 20-year-old woman and seriously injuring her boyfriend. The Tesla driver testified he believed autopilot system failed him. The jury awarded the plaintiffs $243 million. Right now, the Humane Society of Missouri is scrambling to find space for more than 200 animals. They were all rescued this week from a home in Christian County after they were found living in dangerous conditions. Tracy Henson went to the shelter and reports on the monumental effort it takes to care for so many animals at once.
Mobilizing for something this big definitely takes everyone, the entire team at the Humane Society.
That means admin, human resources, even Robin from marketing.
They need grooming, they need vaccines, a lot of them need dental work, a lot of them have issues with their eyes.
211 dogs rescued from a home in Christian County alongside a few cats, kittens, birds, and a rabbit.
They were living in really bad conditions. The house was just covered in feces. The ammonium levels were extremely high. They were just living in their own waste, just years in the making.
The HSMO Animal Cruelty Task Force does not believe these dogs were part of a puppy mill.
As far as we know, this is just a hoarding situation. An elderly couple that kind of got in over their heads and maybe were afraid to ask for help.
After being tipped off anonymously 2 weeks ago, the Humane Society was able to rescue all 224 animals from the home.
These guys are going to need thousands of dollars worth of care total.
And while they're getting that care, the Humane Society is hoping to find homes for a different set of dogs.
All dogs 35 pounds and more have waived adoption fees. You pay the $10 rabies tag and that's it.
Making space for the new arrivals that aren't ready for homes just yet.
So I know a lot of folks are very eager to give these guys a forever home, but you need to remember that a lot of these dogs have never lived in a condition that's not awful.
Tracy Henson, 5 on your side.
The HSMO Vice President says it will be a few weeks before any of the animals are available for adoption. They will be listed on the Humane Society adoption page when they are ready for a forever home. Tonight, another shelter could use your help. St. Louis County's Pet Adoption Center says it is at capacity. They are hoping you can help them find homes for 60 dogs by August 8th. That's a week. If you are interested in fostering or adopting, contact the shelter directly. You can find the link to this story right now on KSDK.com. An Illinois family says their dream vacation turned into a nightmare thanks to a massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake. The Endres family says they booked a 7-day cruise around Hawaii. Tuesday afternoon, they were out on a volcano tour when the island's tsunami watch became a warning. Within minutes, they were shuttled back to their Norwegian cruise ship, only to find it was gone 2 hours early, leaving hundreds of passengers and staff on the island.
We understood that, yes, they were ordered to leave the port for safety reasons, and that's understandable, but it was kind of like, where was the communication all along?
The Andres family spent 19 hours on land before their ship returned. They told us the cruise line has offered to refund 20% of the cruise and reimburse all expenses they had on the island. Meteorologist Lance Blocker joins us now with the weather impact forecast, and I think a lot of people, Lance, are really looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We ended the work week strong with pleasant temperatures. That's going to continue on into this weekend. So we're looking forward to that. Let's go and check it out right now. Nice and quiet here all across the region. Temperatures-wise, we're in the 60s now, 66 degrees in Chesterfield, St. Charles 69, Sullivan checking in at 64, Pittsfield 67, and Sullivan there at 64 degrees as well. All right, as we move through the day tomorrow, temperatures again starting out in the 60s will warm back up to the upper 70s to lower 80s for a few locations. Mostly sunny skies for us, so a very nice afternoon on tap for us, including that dry or the lower humidity, the dry air. That's going to stay in place. So a nice weekend ahead for us. Again, upper 70s to lower 80s, then lower 80s on Sunday as well. So we'll begin a warming trend on into next week, but we will still be dealing with the wildfire smoke into our region. Today was a code orange day, and we had a little bit more smoke at the surface here, but watch as we put this in motion. This is right now. Overnight tonight, again, it filters through the area. This is tomorrow morning, still the blue shaded areas across our region, but as we move towards the afternoon and evening, that tends to lessen up a little bit. We'll get a little bit more mixing at the surface, so a little bit better breathing conditions there. But the wildfire smoke also, we showed you a picture of this earlier from Oak Brook Golf Course. This is from Paul here in Washington, looking good. These sunsets are amazing. That's part of the issue, or part of the wildfire smoke, how it impacts the sunsets and sunrises tomorrow morning too. So if you're out early, grab a picture. We'll put it up here for you so you can enjoy it there. But temperatures will be warming back up as we get on into next week. So again, we're in the upper 70s to lower 80s today. Low 80s on Monday, mid 80s on Tuesday. Unfortunately, we'll keep that warming trend in play even through the extended forecast period. This is going all the way through. This is really looking at the local or the long-term models through about August 15th. So again, summer will return fairly quickly for us across the region. So enjoy the next couple of days while we have the very pleasant temperatures in place for us. And it's going to stay dry, though, really through the entire 7-day forecast. We've got high pressure in place. It's going to block any major systems from moving through. We could get maybe a few stray showers on Tuesday. That's from a little bit of moisture returning back into our region. But along with that is the heat. It also returns. We're back into the upper 80s to lower 90s by the middle of the week. As we get closer to the following weekend, unfortunately, we're headed to the low 90s there. So again, in the interim, you'll want to get out and about and enjoy the next couple of days, the nice free air conditioning.
Well, it was nice while it lasted.
Yeah,
I guess we could say that. All
Yeah.
right, thanks, Lance. Corey's here with sports.
Well, the Cardinals have a late night date with the Padres in San Diego and a handful of new prospects in the system. We'll talk about them coming up next in sports. The trade deadline signaled the Cardinals' overall philosophy for the rest of the season. However, you still have to play the games. This weekend, the Cards are out on the coast in San Diego. Long time no see, Padres. Mike Schilt's club had a busy deadline. Not quite sure about Schilty in that color scheme, though. Matthew Liberatore was dealing early. He strikes out one of those new Padres additions, Ramon Laureano, in second. If you remember, Wilson Contreras and the Padres didn't exactly see eye to eye last time they met, so I just bet Wilson loved this. He demolishes that baseball for his 15th homer of the season. That made it 1-0 as the crowd rained down some boos on him. Not a great moment for Wilson later on, though. He's going to throw this one away as the Cards kick it around. That would tie the game, and then the Padres would just go on and break it open. Right now, San Diego leads 4-1. Some musical chairs today for the Cardinals, and not just because of the trades. Nolan Arenado is headed back to the IL with a shoulder strain, same injury he suffered earlier this year. Nolan Gorman was recalled from his rehab assignment in his place. The bullpen has a new look, too, after the team traded 3 relievers. Ryan Fernandez, Rodri Munoz, and Andre Granillo are all back in the bigs. We've talked about the loss of Helsley, Matz, and Maton, but how about the names the Cardinals got back? Prospects from the Mets, like exciting shortstop Jesus Baez, now the number 6 prospect in the Card system, and pitcher Nate Dome. There's also slugging former high school phenom Blaze Jordan from the Red Sox, who once hit a couple 500-foot homers in a derby at 13 years old. And how about a pair of pitchers from the Rangers, including a new Molina for the Cards, lefty pitcher Mason Molina, no relation. It can be looked at as an exciting haul. However, it's one that likely won't make an impact for a while.
It's always easier to get more excited about highly touted close to the majors prospects. So as fans express their disappointment, I definitely feel that disappointment as well. But I also think that these are an interesting group of prospects with some interesting traits and some interesting talents, some interesting abilities that I'm really anxious to see how the Cardinals player development staff and see what they can get out of them, because there's some real talent there and some real promise that might be getting overlooked because they're not on national rankings in certain places.
We can start planning that baseball road trip. The 2027 MLB All-Star Game will be held at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Commissioner Rob Manfred announced the news today. The Friendly Confines has not hosted an All-Star Game since 1990. Philadelphia is the host for next year's Midsummer Classic. There is college football this month. We are almost there. Mizzou kicks off on August 28th. Between now and then, they need to pick a quarterback. It is the major question of camp. Bo Pribula was brought in as a transfer from Penn State to much fanfare. Sam Horn has been in Columbia for a while now and has a baseball future with the Dodgers waiting for him. But right now, these two are locked in a battle to be Mizzou's QB1. Here's what the duo had to say about the competition.
You know, I've been a part of QB competitions before. You know, it's nothing new to me. It's really just one day at a time, just focus on yourself. You know, at the end of the day, it's like you're just competing with yourself, you know, and that's all you have to do. So
it's been the same throughout my whole process. Just worry about myself. Bo's a really good quarterback, so it's making each other better. And at the end of the day, you know, we're just trying to be as best we can for this team. And I think at the end of the day, both of us will be really good.
Big news in the NFL world today. Arguably the best defensive player in football, Micah Parsons, has requested a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. Parsons is unhappy with Jerry Jones and Dallas management not ponying up for a contract extension. Parsons has 52.5 sacks in his career, 5th most in a player's first 4 seasons in NFL history. And Kelly, it is about that time we are talking football. It felt like it today.
It
Bit,
did.
but,
It did.
It's getting me ready for football season.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it for many reasons. All right, thanks, Corey. It's going to be a wonderful weekend to get outside. After the break, we'll share a few events you may want to check out, including one where clothing is optional. Here's a great weekend plan. A massive Lego event returns to Manchester. The St. Louis Brick Convention is inviting thousands of Lego lovers to the Greensfelder Recreation Center. The event will feature hundreds of Lego displays, building zones, and much more. 2 of the 5 sessions are already sold out, so you may want to act fast. Tomorrow, you're invited to Keener Plaza for a free concert. St. Louis cover band Just in Time is headlining tomorrow's show. The concert is another edition of the Downtown Summer Night Series. It will feature family-friendly activities and several food trucks to order from. The fun kicks off at 5 with musical performances starting at 6. And also tomorrow, the World Naked Bike Ride will roll through the streets of St. Louis. The 17th annual ride will feature thousands of bikers not wearing much. Participants will meet in front of Handlebar in the Grove at 4. The ride starts at 6. The event will end with a street festival until 11. See, Lance, where you moved to, where there's naked bike rides.
This is not. Is this a normal thing here? I guess I don't know.
I think I'd rather be at the Lego convention than the
Probably.
Well, it's going to be a little bit chilly out there for the. You might want to grab a jacket or something. But 60s to start out today. Upper 70s. If you like today's weather, check it out. You got a repeat tomorrow. A little bit more sunshine, a little less wildfire smoke. Then Sunday, 81 degrees, still perfect. Be outside both days. Head back to work. It's going to warm back up, of course, by the end of the week. Feeling a lot more like summer, but still should be it should be dry, actually. Really, only a couple small chances of rain mixed in there.
And you were talking about the haze, too, the wildfire smoke.
It's decreasing a little bit for tomorrow.
Yeah, because I know in the morning it was really bad.
Right.
So
Makes for
hopefully.
some pretty afternoons, though. Some
Yes, it does.
Right.
It
Yeah,
does.
no, and it might see some good sunrises tomorrow as well. So if you're up at 6 a.m., then grab a picture and send it in to us. We'll put it up there for you.
Yeah, we always love those pictures. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We're always streaming on 5+. Be sure to start your day with Today in St. Louis, and that starts at 6 a.m. And again, welcome to the
sunrise.
family.
Oh, yep, thanks. Yep, glad to be here.
Have a great weekend, everyone.